guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going over everything that I got from the 12 Days of Oner sale. 12 Days of Oner is something that OnerActive does at the end of the year. So they usually introduce new colors, new items. They bring back old items. They bring back old colors. And they're usually presenting something new every single day. So this year they launched a couple new colors. They brought back an old color like this one, ice green. And I was really excited to try it. All of the items that I purchased and my measurements will be in the description below. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Without further ado, let's get into it. The first thing I'll be going over very briefly is the soft motion bra. In a previous video, I did go over this bra, so if you want to check that out, you can use the link above or below, but I'll touch on it now really quickly. I got this one in a size large in the color ice green. Ice green isn't a new color, but I don't think that they've restocked anything on their website that wasn't ice green, and when ice green first came out, it was sold out like that. I was really excited for this color because I do love a good green, so when they said that they were launching it again for the very last time, I said, dang, I need to snag it. This bra is similar to the Easy Lift crossback bra. The major difference is the back. So with the crossback bra, you have thin straps that go obviously across, but with this one, it's a racer back, so the material is in the center of your shoulder blades. Both do put pressure on your traps, but I feel like because of this material, it's not too bad on my traps. Same goes for the other bra, it's not uncomfortable. So if you have sensitive traps, this bra would be good for you, or the Easy Lift bra. I think that both are very similar in terms of the silhouette, and they offer enough coverage on the sides and over your boobs. So the major difference is whether or not you want a racer back or a crossback. Full price, this is about $45, but depending on when they're having their sales, you could find it for around 32 bucks, which isn't too bad. I got these soft motion flared bottoms to match. I hope the camera's picking up the color really well and it's not trying to match it to my wall, because my wall is a lot more of like an Eagles green. This has a nice blue hue to it. I got these in a small long length. After getting them though, I'm like, dang, I really didn't need these. And I kind of already knew that when I was going to purchase them, because I already bought a lot of stuff from the Black Friday sale, before the Black Friday sale, and now today. And honestly, I feel a little bit guilty. And I don't think I said this in my last video, but if you really don't need anything from these sales, don't feel pressured to buy anything. I know it's really hard to not feel pressured because you're seeing a lot of their athletes promote their products. You're seeing a lot on Instagram. They do really well with promoting their items. And it feels like you need something, and that's how I felt. I haven't really been on social media like that. I think last year I kind of took a break from how often I was on it. Although I was posting, I was trying not to consume too much. And over the past month and a half, I've been consuming a lot. And because of that, I always feel like I have to buy something, whether it's from OnerActive or other sports companies. So I just wanted to put that out there. Don't feel pressured to buy anything, especially because I'm doing a review. It's like, oh my God, that looks so nice. But if you already purchased something from their Black Friday sale, their birthday sale, and maybe you snagged a couple things from the 12 Days of Oner, I feel like that's plenty. I only bought a lot of stuff from their Black Friday sale because I had already gotten rid of a lot of activewear that I wasn't wearing over the past like 2 years. Or maybe I'm just using that as an excuse to buy new stuff. No, I'm not. I definitely needed some new things because I got rid of probably 10 pairs of leggings and about 8 sports bras and 5 tops. So now at this point, I really don't need anything. And the guilt is kicking in. I just wanted to put that out there because it is very tempting to buy stuff that you don't need. And we're living in times where money needs to be spent elsewhere to make sure that we're very secure. But anyway, soft motion is a very brushed fabric. It's meant for athleisure. So I like to wear these on my off days, and I even wear them in the gym. But for an off day, it's probably optimal because if you wear these to the gym and you're doing a lot of barbell work, if you rub up against the bar, you know, the rough grippy part, you could run the risk of dragging it along your leggings. And because this material is very soft, it will snag. It's happened to me a few times with my flared bottoms and my straight leg bottoms, so just be on the lookout for that. I like to get the long lengths because I like a baggier fit at the bottom. I like when it's draped over my shoe. I could wear the regular length. The regular length, some people would probably argue, is a better fit for me. But like I said, I like when it's really baggy. I'm 5'8", and with the long length, they do drag on the floor a lot if I'm not wearing very thick platform shoes. Because I have so many different colors in these leggings, I don't really notice a lot of wear and tear. So I think next year I'll probably put together a video of the wear and tear of these leggings over time. I probably wear my black ones a little bit more than I wear my colorful leggings. So those will probably be the first ones for me to review in terms of wear and tear, pilling, holes, torn seams. I haven't really noticed any sort of pilling, but like I said, I'll get back to you. The waistband on these is very stretchy. And it's more of a relaxed fit. If you put on something like the effortless leggings, those waistbands have like a 3-tiered hugging structure, if you want to call it that. So that really cinches you in. These rest very gently on your stomach, so I can wear these for hours and I feel great. If you're in between sizes, I recommend sizing down. I fit into a size small, but in their other leggings, I'm more of a medium. I would say in these to size down because the fabric is super stretchy, but also around your crotch, you will notice some bunching, or at least I do. Maybe it's the way that I'm shaped. I'm not too sure. If I'm moving around, they tend to ride up and they'll bunch up around my upper thigh. In a size medium, they're definitely not as snug. There's just excess material. And if you want to look like some of the athletes online, you kind of have to go a size down. Because this material is thin and it's lightweight, it's brushed, you will notice every little bump. So in my lighter colors, I will see an outline or shadow down below, if you know what I mean. So sometimes I like to put on a panty liner just so it doesn't create that bump. Depending on how well I put that panty liner on, sometimes I will see it, sometimes I don't. I don't like wearing these with full coverage underwear because you will see the lines. It's glaringly obvious, so I prefer to wear a thong. With any sort of athletic wear, I always recommend a nude or neutral. That way you don't have to worry about the color sort of peeking through. When it comes to being squat proof, I think that they are, but again, I prefer to wear these with thongs, and if you're wearing it with full coverage underwear, stick to a nude or neutral or the color of the leggings. That way you won't really see the difference too much at the bottom of a squat. If you need a color comparison because you're undecided about what to get, I would say that this one is definitely more on the blue side if you're looking at it in terms of all the greens that they have. If you look at their sage green, this is definitely more blue. And then if I put moonstone next to it, you could see they're a little bit more similar. I think that the ice green is a combination between the alpine green and the moonstone blue. Like if these two had a baby, I really think that it comes out to be the ice green. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. The leggings are $68. If that price point seems a little bit too steep, you can always wait for a sale. The only thing is with this color in particular, I don't think they plan on restocking it. So if you do like it, you kind of have to get it now. If you've been following me for a minute, you know that my traps are a little bit more sensitive. So when it comes to a halter neck, anything, it really has to be the perfect fit for me to keep it. OnerActive came out with a soft motion halter neck vest a little while ago, and I was debating getting it for a very long time. And I figured, why not get it now? Because the new color it came in, I was like, all right, I see you. So I picked it up in the slate blue. I got this one in a size large and I got the longer length. They do have like a cropped version, but I figured I'd want something that covers my stomach, especially because I'd be wearing this more for athleisure out and about than I would in the gym. Unfortunately for me, I feel like it is a little bit too big. When I bought it, I honestly thought I got it in a size medium, but I think when I was trying to decide between the medium or a large, I was a little bit paranoid, worried that the size medium wouldn't fit my bust because I am a 36D. So I'm technically a size large in all of their sports bras, but depending on the tops, I can be a size medium. And they do have like a little assistant on their website that'll tell you what size that you are for each product. But when I was trying to purchase this, it wasn't popping up. So I was a little bit like, oh no, I don't know if I'm gonna get the right size. And I think a medium would have been a better fit for me. So looking at the bust area, I just feel like there's a lot of space in there, and it does come with a built-in bra underneath. And unlike the fit of some of their other large items, there's a lot of room. So I think I could have fit into a medium because of that. When it comes to the strap that makes it a halter neck, I feel like it is a little bit tight on my traps, or maybe tight isn't the right word because it's not like some of the other bras that I've purchased in the past, but I think because that's the only strap and there's no support connecting it to the back, my chest is just dragging it down, and these things are heavy, okay? If you have bigger boobs, you know that those things weigh a ton. So all of that pressure being on the back of my neck right about here, I feel like it would just give me a headache after a while. And I don't know, I really thought that it would still be okay because it's a soft motion fabric, it is really light, it's really stretchy, which is all true, but in this case, yeah, I think they're just too heavy to hold all that up, and all of that tension right there would eventually do me in. And then taking a look at the midsection, I just feel like the fabric is a little bit too baggy because I have a bigger bust, but my waistline is smaller. My waistline is more like a size small to a medium, depending on the item, how much stretch it has, but I obviously need a size large on top. So it's really about finding that balance with a certain item. This one in particular, yeah, I feel like a medium would have just been better around my midsection. I've said before I like a baggier fit, but not when it comes to something that's supposed to be form-fitting, especially when you compare it to what it looks like on some of the models or even on Chrissy Cella herself. I just wanted it to be a little bit more form-fitting. The color is absolutely gorgeous though. It's almost like a periwinkle, but it's definitely a lot more blue. So if you're in between sizes, I would say to size down one, because in my opinion, there is a lot of room up top. So if you are a bigger busted gal and you're trying to decide, I think you can fit into something a little bit smaller. Moving on to the next item, we have this vest. They already had this item, but now it comes in a new color. This is their heather gray. I got this one in a size medium, although I do wear mediums and larges. I figured that I would get this one in a size medium because I usually only need a large if I wanted to be extra baggy. In this case, I wanted it to be a little bit more form-fitting. I've seen a lot of their athletes wearing this and I thought it looked really cute. Originally, I wanted it in the sand color. I think they offered it in sand. They've offered it in a few other colors, but I wanted something that was neutral that would kind of go with everything. So that's why I picked this up. I've never owned one of these before because I wasn't sure what to really wear it with. I know that you can wear it with a long sleeve or a hoodie, but then part of me was thinking if it's really cold outside, then I feel like I'd still feel really cold on my arms. Maybe that's just me, I don't know. But yeah, it's really cute. It's super warm inside. This is really, really soft. And it's the same material as in the pockets. So if your hands get cold easily, I think you should be ultra warm. You have 2 hand pockets and then you also have a pocket at the top here. So if you want to put your phone in here, I think you could fit your phone. Yeah, perfect. It is a little hard to get it in and out though, I'm not gonna lie to you. And then on the left-hand side, you have their OnerActive logo. It kind of looks like a patch, it's sewn in. But yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how I feel about this because it has this like marl look to it with darker pieces of gray mixed in. To me, it looks a little bit dirty and I'm kind of OCD. So I feel like I want to clean it, but I know at the same time that that's just the material. So I'm having a very hard time kind of looking at it and ignoring the darker parts. I think it looks really, really pretty with literally every single color. I was going to get the long sleeve soft motion scoop neck to go with it because that's how most of the athletes were pairing it. But because again, I didn't really need it, I figured I'll just wait. I have some other long sleeves I can wear with this. But looking at it now, I'm like, dang, I kind of wish I got the long sleeve. I think that's just because I want to complete the look. The zipper at the bottom also has like a rubber OnerActive tag on it. It does zip up nice and smooth. And it is like a turtleneck almost. So this is how it fits at the top. It is pretty roomy. I've said in other videos, I don't like when stuff is pressed up against my neck, but this one you have enough space and it doesn't brush underneath my chin. I'd have to like lower it down for it to do that. So it passes that check, at least for me. If you wanted to fold down the neckline, it is malleable, so you can style it in different ways. I kind of like the look of it when it's cuffed or folded over. I'd probably wear this most often with the cuff bent down, just so it's away from my neck and out of my face. Although it's not really in my face, you get what I mean? Last but not least, we have an all-in-one. The price of the all-in-one is kind of steep. It's $105. If that seems like a lot to you, I mean, it seems like a lot to me, to be honest, because I've tried all-in-ones before from other companies, and the highest it's gone was like $65. So I'm not entirely sure why this one costs so much. So I personally would wait for a sale before purchasing it. This is the second all-in-one that I've tried from OnerActive. I tried one of their, I think, unified all-in-ones sometime last year. I figured that I would try this one because I was interested in getting the unified all-in-one with the really low scoop back, but they were all sold out in the black or the rosewood, and I thought that would really complement me well, so I figured I would give the soft motion a try. They did have these in soft motion before, but the main difference here is the fact that you have the contrast piping along the ridges. So this one's in the color Espresso Brown, and I don't know what they're calling this light brown that goes around the border. I thought it was really cute, so I was like, hey, brown looks great on me, so why not? This one is in the medium long length. I was undecided between getting a small over the medium, only because I know that a small in the soft motion leggings fit me the absolute best, and I knew there wasn't going to be any excess material. But obviously, because my bust is bigger, I knew I probably needed a medium or a large. That's why all-in-ones are really tricky for me, and I usually end up sending them back because they just don't fit well. This one was kind of no different, unfortunately. So when it comes to the fit on the bottom, I just felt like it could have been tighter. Around my midsection, it also felt a little bit loose, a little bit too baggy. With an all-in-one, I want to look snatched, okay? I want to look like I borderline cannot breathe. But I wasn't taking into account that this is a soft motion fabric, so it is going to be just more loose for it to be a little bit more comfortable. Unlike the unified, if I bought a medium in the unified, I think that my waist would just be so sucked in. So that was my bad. The long length is literally the same as just buying long length pants, so that's no problem. When it comes to the bust area, I felt like it was a little bit snug, again, because I was like, all right, it's either a medium or a large on top. I do think that the top is really flattering though. I really do love the contrast piping. I think that it adds a little bit more to the outfit. If it was all brown, I probably would have been like, not really. When it comes to the fabric, I also didn't even consider the fact that I might see every bump and groove, just like you can with the leggings. but in my midsection. So especially in this espresso brown color and the way that my lights are set up either in my gym or in my apartment, I could see my belly button. I could see my little, like, what do you call it? I don't really technically have a muffin top. It's just like the excess fat pouch that sits right below your belly button. Every woman has it. It is what it is. But I could see that and I was like, oh. I just didn't feel like that bad bitch, you know what I'm saying? So when it comes to the all-in-one, I was just a little disappointed, but that's on me for not really considering the fact that the fabric is gonna be different than the unified. It's not gonna be as like snatching, form-fitting. Well, it is form-fitting, but compared to the unified, not really. I think I probably would have liked this better in the black color just because black hides a lot more of the bumps and grooves. So when it comes to this outfit, if you're in between sizes, I would recommend sizing down, but at the same time, if you have a bigger chest like me, you probably should stick to your normal sizing. Yeah, I think that makes sense. When it comes to the stock online, I've noticed that the soft motion unified, why do I keep saying unified? The soft motion all-in-ones tend to be in stock versus the unified ones. So if you're concerned about it not being on the website when you actually have the opportunity to buy it, I'd say calm down just a little bit. So yeah, to wrap this up, I think that what I purchased wasn't bad, but I'm not like in love. I think that's because I've already purchased this before, so I knew what to expect. The same thing with the leggings. The vest was different. I do like the vest. It will keep me warm, I can already tell. But the color thing, when I look in the mirror, to me, like, it just looks a little bit dirty. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, go ahead and give it a like. You might as well subscribe while you're at it and hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss future uploads. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, Cub Scout. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.